technologies and build them into mainstream platforms like Office and Windows, make them non-stigmatizing to students, and help build confidence and independence on the way. And so with that, I'm going to switch over here and the demo. So I'm going to pull up OneNote really quick here. And I'm going to start in OneNote. And here we are in OneNote for Windows 10. OneNote is like a digital binder. OneNote caves, OneNote binders. If you haven't heard of OneNote, that's okay. Just think of it as the digital binder. So I've got a page of text, and I'm going to launch the Immersive Reader right here. So the first thing you're going to see is we abstract a lot of that user interface. Call this focus mode. I'm going to hit the play button.
The study of Earth's landforms
and we have
is called physical
simultaneously
geography.
highlighting and voicing of text.
Landforms can be mounted.
So this is a
in
proven
valleys.
technique that can help increase reading speeds and sustain focus and aid in decoding. This is not revolutionary, but now it's built into Office and it's free and anyone can use it. I can also change the way the page looks. So if I want to increase the spacing, I can do this. This helps reduce what's called visual crowding. Line spacing, letter spacing. It can help, again, increase reading speeds with some people. We have something called the Erlen colors. And these are tuned colors that help with visual strain. So I can very easily click a blue or a green or a goldenrod or a rose color. I'm going to choose black and high contrast in this way. But Erlen colors are built right in. Now the next set of things I'm going to show, this is called short line mode. So I can scroll up. Many students with dyslexia, many emerging readers prefer just a couple of words per line to really focus on what they're doing. So I can very quickly scroll that. Now I'm going to move to Microsoft Cognitive Services. You've all heard about Microsoft AI and Microsoft Machine Learning. They're kind of fancy words. I like to say this is natural language. And I'm going to click the syllables button, and I just broke all the words into syllables with a single click. We have teachers that take sticky notes and will break those words into syllables like this. Now any student with a click can do that. A student can highlight all the nouns on the page for parts of speech with a single click. I can highlight the verbs on the page or the adjectives. So now as a student, I can personalize for myself. We have first graders using this tool. We have fourth graders. We have 12th graders. We have adults. So now a student can personalize for themselves. The teacher can scale out. They don't have to do it for them. Independence happens. Last thing I'm going to show is something called line focus. So if you see the reading rulers where the teacher covers up the paper and just has a little window and moves it, well, this is inspired by that. I click line focus and very quickly, one line. And if I want to hit read aloud, I see someone up front is liking that.
They can also be
My eye stays in the same place, right? My eye's not all over the page. This helps with ADHD, it helps with dyslexia, it helps with focusing. And I can manually scroll that if I want. I can choose 3 lines, I can choose 5 lines. I can change the way this looks like we talked about. So what you're seeing here is differentiation and personalization. And it's built in, and it's non-stigmatizing. The other thing we know is that many teachers say, well, how do I get the analog world into the digital world? So this is a picture. Take it from Office Lens. Free app, iOS, Android. We run OCR, so now Office Lens has the picture, and I can do all those same things we talked about on the picture. I can highlight the nouns, I can highlight the verbs, I can do all those things, I can read aloud.
Stumped that she felt she had to ask my permission.
So now that's just from any picture. I can access any content. Now, some of you might be saying, hey Mike, I've never heard of OneNote. It's cool that you wear a cape and all, but I don't know what OneNote is. Is it in anywhere else besides OneNote? So raise your hand if you've heard of Word. Raise your hand. Who's here heard of Microsoft Word? Yeah, all right. You guys heard of Word. Look at this. If I go to the View tab and hit Immersive Reader, this looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? This is plain Jane Word. And it turns out that we're at BET and there's more than one language spoken here besides English. So there's some French, Spanish. Can we get the volume up a little bit? AV people. Arabic goes right to left. Opposite. German. We've got over 40 languages. Most languages of the world are coming to this. It's built in to Word Online. I'm also going to show this in Word Desktop. Word Desktop, classic. I grew up with Word, many people grew up with Word. If I go to the View menu here, there's this button called Learning Tools. So now there's a little tab that comes up here. So we talked about short line mode. I'm going to go to narrow. I'm going to change the background of Word. We talked about text spacing and reducing visual crowding, breaking up the syllables. I'm going to do read aloud. So built right in. And
They can also be glaciers or rivers.
Now because this is Word, I show the pictures in here. And because I like to write in Word, if I type the word mountain, it syllabifies as I'm typing. The other thing I'm going to say is this. Who here knows that Word can co-author? Raise your hand. Co-authoring, yeah. Co-authoring was super cool in 2010. Really cool back then. Guess what? It's 2018 and the world can co-author. Let's move past plain Jane co-authoring